to the Rock Mountain Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a fundraiser is held to help a Charleston family after they lost their home to fire.
Plus, state lawmakers will hold a hearing today on bills that could change vaccine requirements for Maine students.
And a look back at the Bangor Hands Off rally that was held to protest the Trump administration. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us this morning. Those are just a few of the stories we'll have for you on this Monday morning. But first, to check that forecast, another kind of week of unsettled weather here around Maine. Not any big storms on the way, it doesn't look like. Today will be mostly cloudy, and then maybe we'll have a chance of a little rain or snow as we head into the week.
Pretty typical for spring.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with that forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and at our newest location, 485 Main Street in Orono. We have the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go this morning. Winter weather advisories are out for the areas highlighted in purple, running through 4 a.m. Wednesday. We do have some snow on the way later on tonight, and that will last through the daytime tomorrow. Gale watches are up through Wednesday morning at around 6 a.m. Active surf will be an issue along the coast, and it looks like we also have some small crowd advisories posted as well. For now, we're seeing some activity on the radar, but when checking observations this morning, none of this is reaching the ground, at least at this moment in time. A lot of dry air in the atmosphere, preventing the snowfall, at least at the moment, from reaching the ground. But we do have some energy overall that's passing through across parts of the Northeast. Some areas seeing some rain and a little bit of snow. Not much, if any, lightning with this at this moment in time. Futurecast moving forward, some sunshine and clouds mixed in today. Later on tonight, clouds move in. Notice the snow building in as we head towards 4 o'clock in the morning for your Tuesday. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon periods showing a mixture of clouds and sunshine with temperatures warming up into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. We'll have a look at that 5-day a little later on. First up this morning, several crews battled an early morning structure fire in Charleston on Sunday that destroyed a family's longtime home. According to Charleston Fire Chief Ethan Amaro, the fire department responded to reports of a building fire along the Charleston Road shortly before 1 a.m. on Sunday. Chief Amaro says they faced difficult fire conditions due to the building's construction, forcing them to strike a third alarm for more water and manpower. The homeowners were inside the residence at the time of the fire, but Chief Amaro says everyone made it out safely and they did have working smoke detectors. The home belonged to Randa and BJ Higgins, whose family owns the longtime business Maple Lane Farms in Charleston. According to their daughter, Kylie Higgins, this has been their home for 25 years. Crews were able to prevent the fire from spreading to the garage, but the house has been determined to be a total loss. The fire department was able to save personal belongings for the homeowners, some of them. Anyone looking to donate or assist the homeowners can reach out to the fire department for details, or a link to a GoFundMe can be found on our website. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Meanwhile, officials at Sugarloaf Mountain confirmed there was a fatal accident involving one of their guests over the weekend. It happened around 9 o'clock Saturday morning, although few details are being released. The resort says it's still in the process of gathering information about what happened there. We'll have more information as soon as it's available.
One of 2 men wounded in Wednesday's deadly shooting in Sabattis is speaking out. State police say 29-year-old James Davis III killed his mother, Christine Smith, and Kay Williams, a beloved RSU 4 school employee who was just driving by.
Davis ultimately shot himself as well. For more on the story, here's Brad Rogers.
Looked in my rearview, I had blood on my face, so I knew I was hit somewhere.
David Wilson says he saw the gunman as bullets started hitting his pickup truck. One came dangerously close to his heart.
It hit me in the chest. This is just a fragment over here.
Doctors told him because he lifts weights, the bullet stopped in his muscle before it could do more damage. I understand the bullet's still in there. What are the doctors telling you?
They said that it might do more damage to my chest if they did, so just leave it in.
He says he was more concerned about the other man shot, Tyson Turner from Jay.
He got out of his truck and he looked pretty shaken up.
David says as he kept pressure on his wound, he called 911, his girlfriend, and then his mom and dad.
He said, I'm sitting in the truck. He said, I've been shot in the chest. So when we left the house to come down, we lived about an hour and a half away. We didn't know what we were going to find when we got to the hospital. You know, it was scary.
State police say the gunman appears to have had a mental crisis at his father's house, prompting his mother to pick him up.
Throughout the day, he started to act erratically, and he started to saying things that didn't make sense. He was also armed, and based on interviews we've had, I don't believe there was any discussion of removing those firearms or calling the police.
If it was me and he was acting crazy, I would have said, okay, you can go with your mom, but don't take any guns with you. Even they didn't realize how bad it was.
Both Cecil and his son David say they're hurting for the families of the two women killed.
That devastates me. Like, I can't imagine, like, the families and stuff, the things that they're going through. I got lucky and they didn't.
Somebody was looking out for him.
At Rogers reporting. In other news, on Friday and Saturday, 3 individuals were arrested by Old Town Police Department on drug charges. According to Old Town PD, one of its officers on Friday spotted Monty Smith driving past him into Milford and knew that he had his license suspended. After the officer initiated a traffic stop, he noticed drug paraphernalia, and upon searching the vehicle, police say they also located suspected heroin. The Greenbush resident was then arrested and charged with unlawful possession of a Schedule W drug. On Saturday, Old Town PD stopped a vehicle for a traffic infraction. During that investigation, authorities say a K-9 unit from Bangor was sent in to assist at the scene. Old Town Police say, quote, the K-9 alerted to the presence of drugs, and a subsequent search of the vehicle confirmed that. Milford residents Alexis Carey, age 25, and Edward Janik, who is 50, were both arrested and are now facing drug trafficking and possession charges.
A woman charged in connection with the murder of a Corinth man last fall was back in court, charged with bail violations. 38-year-old Samantha McCullough of Bangor is charged with hindering apprehension and tampering with a witness or informant in connection with the death of Dylan Caruso, who went missing from Bangor in September. Caruso's body was found in a wooded area in Dexter in October. McCullough was in court on Friday after being arrested Thursday after testing positive for cocaine and fentanyl, a violation of her current bail. The state asked that she be held without bail moving forward, and the judge granted that request. She's due back in court on another matter later in the month.
Well, meanwhile, people from all over filled the Bangor waterfront on Saturday protesting President Donald Trump's administration.
Bangor's rally was just one of the many to happen across the state and country. Our Kelly Warren has the story.
Tell me what America looks like! This is what America looks like!
They're gathering to tell the Trump administration,
Hands off democracy!
On Saturday, Bangor's waterfront was packed with thousands participating in an initiative called Hands Off, one of several protests happening all over the state.
Hands Off. It's a national mass mobilization, so all over the world, all over the country, people are taking protests to the streets.
In Maine, Hands Off rallies were seen in places such as Augusta and Belfast.
Hands off! Hands off! Hands off!
Protesters advocated against cuts to healthcare and government offices and rallied for equality and rights for people of color, immigrants, and the LGBTQ+ community.
You name it, we're facing critical cuts. Veterans and their benefits, federal employees, everything. This isn't the America that I want to live in.
I think a lot of people are here because hands off of Social Security, hands off of our Medicaid, hands off our health care, hands off our human rights, our civil rights.
Elected officials say it's important to hear Mainers' voices at these large-scale protests.
We don't have billions or millions here in Maine. You know, we're just regular Mainers speaking up. But we, the people, do have the power to make change and to stand up for our communities and to help each other.
What a time to be alive. We are all living in history. I honestly would not choose to be in another time than this one right here. I feel so incredibly moved to just exist right now.
This is what solidarity looks like.
In Bangor, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Lawmakers will review a pair of vaccine-related bills today. Both pieces of legislation aim to repeal specific vaccine mandates in Maine schools.
Allison LaPierre has the story.
Changing vaccine requirements in the Maine school system. Tomorrow, the state's Legislature Committee on Education and Cultural Affairs will hold public meetings to discuss two bills.
Law is not neutral. It's favoring one group of people over the other group.
Republican State Representative Gary Drinkwater sponsored a bill which would allow immunization exemptions for students based on religious beliefs.
I'm going to be presenting what the Maine Human Rights Act says, that you cannot discriminate against religious people.
Under state law in Maine, students enrolled in elementary and secondary schools are required to have a certain number of vaccines to attend school. But in some cases, medical exemptions are allowed, something Drinkwater says is unfair.
Kids with IEPs are allowed to get medical exemptions if they need one, and they are allowed to attend class without a vaccination.
Maine Families for Vaccines argue these bills could create a higher risk of children coming home sick.
For a lot of parents, that's a terrifying prospect. If you have a kid who is an infant or immunocompromised or can't be vaccinated safely for other reasons, that kid has very few options when it comes to attending daycare or school.
Caitlin Gilmay fears that repealing certain vaccine requirements would not only endanger children, but educators and healthcare workers too. Gilmay says vaccines are the most effective way to prevent outbreaks in schools.
Getting your vaccines, making sure that your children are up to schedule is just a simple common sense thing that we can do to protect our own bodies, to protect our families, and then to protect the broader community.
Similar bills aimed at limiting or reducing vaccination requirements in the state have been presented in past legislative sessions, but did not make it over the line.
Allison LaPierre reporting. We'll have a crew at the State House today, and we'll have all the latest coming from lawmakers tonight on ABC 7 News at 6.
And the time now is 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a local tattoo shop is gathering items to help victims of sexual violence. We'll tell you how you can help.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. A mostly cloudy day ahead today with highs around 46 degrees. Mostly cloudy with snow showers overnight, lows dropping down to the low 30s. Tomorrow, rain and snow with highs near 38. We'll be right back.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
Your local financial partner has a new name, the County Federal Credit Union. And we're inspired by the people we serve, the big dreamers and smart planners, the risk takers and trailblazers. As a lifelong partner offering powerful tools and personal service, we were built for our members. Start a financial relationship that's driven by community and inspired by you. Visit countyfcu.org.
Fires, floods, burst pipes. Disasters happen, but the mess they leave behind doesn't have to last. For 40 years, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration has been there to help Mainers get back to the closest to normal as they can. When your property is at its worst, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is at their best, and they have been for 4 decades. Put your trust in the Bouchard team. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
The cartel has taken enough from me. I want what's mine.
The cleaning lady will leave you on the edge of your seat.
I want to be the cartel doctor.
And you can watch anytime.
Weren't you the cleaning lady?
I've changed.
And every Tuesday,
I need you to keep him alive.
there's a new thrilling episode.
This can pull you deeper into the cartel. I have no choice. I need to protect my family.
The Cleaning Lady, all new Tuesdays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
Welcome back, everyone. Sunday marked the conclusion of the 4th annual Great Home Expo at the Bangor Cross Insurance Center. The expo is the area's largest home show. According to event director Jess Pearl, nearly 100 local businesses were featured throughout the 3-day event. She says it's a great chance for businesses to interact face-to-face with potential customers ahead of the busy summer season.
I think it's getting harder and harder to market digitally successfully because everybody is doing that. So this kind of takes us back to old school marketing and puts you face to face in front of people. You're able to make that connection that you're not going to make through a website or through an email. And I think people miss that.
Vendors say the event is a great opportunity to also connect with other local businesses to see how they're navigating the challenges of the home industry. Many business owners say one thing that is on a lot of minds these days is the state of the economy.
Obviously, the economy right now is a big question that people are having. So, we're really trying to stay on top of it, pay attention to what people's concerns are, where stuff's moving, and, trying to make sure we're informed and helping people make good decisions about what stuff's going to look like in the immediate future and, enable them to put their money where they want it to be.
Dates for next year's Home Expo are expected to be announced in the coming months.
Following President Trump's tariff plan announcement, a question plaguing Mainers is, what will happen to the lobster industry? A lot of lobsters caught here in Maine are sent to Canada to be deshelled and packaged before being sold back to restaurants here in Maine. The good news is lobster won't be affected by the tariffs as it's protected under the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. So while many other factors may affect the cost of lobster this season, tariffs won't be one of them. The U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement came into effect in 2020 during Trump's first presidency, and that replaced NAFTA, which had been in effect, I believe, since like 1994. So still, lobsters will just be affected by that 2020 era legislation.
Yeah, we'll have to see how other things impact the industry. Hopefully not too much. People need to eat a lot of lobster.
I know, I know.
I'll do my part, I promise.
Yeah, right?
All right, well, Diversified Inc. in Bangor is hoping to raise awareness for those who have survived sexual violence and to also raise donations to benefit the victims. The tattoo studio has partnered with Rape Response Services for a hygiene product drive. Those who donate can get $10 off the cost of their tattoo. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and Rape Response Services helps to support survivors of sexual violence. This is the 3rd year they've partnered with Diversified Inc., and they say the community support can help survivors heal.
I mean, first of all, you can get a really great tattoo or piercing, so incentive number 1. But also you have a chance to really make a meaningful difference in the life of a survivor and to show up for somebody in your community.
Hygiene Drive is going on for the entire month of April. They'll be accepting toiletries, phone chargers, and other essentials. You can visit this story on our website for more information.
I've been seeing a lot of tattoo shops do that type of thing. They'll offer some sort of discount on your work if you bring in something to donate to a local nonprofit. And I'm just so impressed with all the ways different businesses are finding ways to fundraise.
It's a great idea. It might cost them a little bit, but they're doing something great for the community.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the time now is 8:18. After the break, over 90 tornadoes have been reported across 10 states just since last Wednesday, with severe weather taking lives and displacing many.
We'll have national and local weather updates coming up after the break.
I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. A husband and wife called me after they were hit by a drunk driver. They were both seriously injured, they couldn't work, and they were worried about their medical bills. We put 2 former prosecutors on the case and got them the justice they deserved. A $400,000 settlement they were able to use for their retirement. If you've been hurt by a drunk driver, call me. I'm your go-to guy.
Hurt by a drunk driver? Call the twos.
Whether you can pinpoint the problem or can't quite put your finger on it, the friendly professionals from Coastal Auto Parts can help point you in the right direction. With Maine's largest network of parts, you can trust your vehicle will have what it needs to get you to the moments that matter most. Because Napa knows the keys to a winning team. And with 30 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts helps keep our communities running. Team up together with the fuel that keeps us firing on all cylinders. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Ye Old General, located in Carmel, has everything you could ever need. Whether it be kerosene, regular or ethanol-free gasoline, wood pellets, a fresh cooked pizza, or fried food, they've got you covered. Looking to get a stiff drink after work? Ye Old General is an agency liquor store with a great selection of alcohol. Ye Old General can help with your next home project, carrying carpentry supplies from hammers and nails to specialty nuts and bolts. They have what you need to get the job done. Stop by Ye Old General today. If you don't think they'll have it, they probably do.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Since Wednesday, at least 20 people have been killed amid the outbreak of severe weather across the country, including a 9-year-old boy in Kentucky, swept away by floodwaters on his way to the school bus. Life-threatening weather continued throughout much of the weekend, with deadly thunderstorms and tornadoes touching down in places like Kentucky, Indiana, Alabama, and Mississippi. As of Sunday, more than 90 tornadoes had been reported in at least 10 states, from Kansas to Ohio. Flood alerts sent out yesterday stretched from Louisiana to western Pennsylvania, including major cities such as Atlanta, Nashville, Memphis, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. The National Weather Service has issued hundreds of tornado warnings for Alabama and Mississippi since the first waves of storms began early Wednesday. Forecasters say warmer temperatures, an unstable atmosphere, and excess moisture coming from the Gulf are triggering the recent storms.
So many families across the nation are dealing with big-time losses, everything from wildfires to, I mean, we've had hurricanes and now this little chain event of tornadoes just adding to it too.
I know. We are quite far removed from it, so it's easy to feel okay. We're just experiencing typical spring weather here in Maine.
Yeah, so far so good. It looks like just kind of cloudy, misty skies ahead for us.
I know. Yeah. Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and at our newest location, 485 Main Street in Orono. We have the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go. Winter weather advisories are posted until 4 a.m. Wednesday for the areas highlighted in purple, as we're watching for some accumulating snowfall that will be moving in. Gale watch is also posted along the coast through 6 a.m. Wednesday. And notice even some small craft advisories. Kind of hard to tell on your screen, but a different color taking place there, indicating some small craft advisories at this moment in time. Wave heights are active out there this morning at around 4 feet according to the buoys, even higher farther out towards sea at around 7, 8, even 9 feet in a few locations. But on land, again, we're seeing some activity on the radar. It looks like it's rather busy out there, but don't let that fool you. We do have some dry air aloft, so the radar might be busy, but none of this at this moment in time reaching the ground. But other spots, it is reaching the ground where we are seeing some rain and even some snow across parts of the eastern coast and even into the northeast. Not much of any lightning at this moment in time. Most of the lightning is along the southern part of the United States. But for us, some clouds and sunshine will be the common idea today. Clouds do build in later on tonight, and by around 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning for your Tuesday, the snow fills in and continues throughout the day on Tuesday. It may mix in with a little bit of rain at times, but once we head towards Tuesday night and a part parts of Wednesday morning, we will push this wave of energy out of here. Maybe a few leftover snow showers early Wednesday morning. Overall, for the snowfall, most spots could see around 1 to 3 inches of snow before we're all finished up. Farther off towards the north, some areas could see around 3 to 5 inches before all the snow begins to wrap up. And again, we could use some precipitation. Some spots are still in drought or at least abnormally dry. Other areas have improved. It's the southwestern parts of the state that could use a little bit more moisture. But for today, we have mid-40s, mostly cloudy with a light and variable wind overall. Later on tonight, mostly cloudy, snow showers moving in with lows in the lower 30s, and again, a light and variable wind. For tomorrow, we have upper 30s, rain and snow moving in, primarily snow for most of us, and a southwest wind at around 20 miles per hour. And let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Mostly sunny for your Wednesday with highs in the lower 40s, upper 40s for your Thursday under a partly cloudy sky, mostly cloudy Friday with highs in the upper 40s.
At Ellsworth IV Infusion and Wellness, we are here to help you look and feel your best, inside and out. Jumpstart your health journey with medical weight loss and rejuvenate your wellness with nutritional IV infusions. Renew your skin with facials or relax with soothing massage therapy.
You live in vacation land, right? Then get out and vacation, why don't you? And do it in style by renting an RV from Maine Campo Rentals. Fully furnished, fully insured, ready to roll out and explore. Or maybe you have relatives visiting you. Save your marriage, save the hotel expense, put them up in an affordable RV from Maine Campo Rentals. We'll deliver to Acadia and local campgrounds too. Call or visit online at MaineCampoRentals.com. Put away that cell phone and discover vacation land with Maine Campo Rentals in Brewer.
TurboTax Free Edition. 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition.
Oh, I need new wipers. RockAuto.com. That was easy. That was fast.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Make Easter moments magical with the Gold Bunny from Lindt.
Tell me you're a genius without telling me you're a genius.
I have an IQ of 187. I'm sure I can figure out whatever's troubling you.
My water broke. I'm in labor.
Oh dear.
Weekdays at 4 on Fox 22.
At Ellsworth IV Infusion and Wellness, we are here to help you look and feel your best, inside and out. Jumpstart your health journey with medical weight loss and rejuvenate your wellness with nutritional IV infusions. Renew your skin with facials or relax with soothing massage therapy.
Welcome back, everyone. Investors are preparing for another dark day on Wall Street.
Stock futures overnight falling 1,500 points. The market free fall in response to President Trump's tariffs. Trump comparing the market drop to taking medicine to fix something.
ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington with more.
This morning, investors bracing for another day of massive sell-offs as President Trump's tariffs head into their first full week.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something.
Before the start of trading this morning, stock futures overnight at one point falling 1,500 points. Some investors warning of a possible Black Monday, referencing the market collapse in 1987.
We've gone from a record high in the stock market to a market that's down double digits. Probably the fastest massive sell-off that we've ever seen, with no end in sight.
The Trump administration argues the reciprocal tariffs will create American manufacturing, boost revenue, and ease the U.S.'s financial deficits with other countries. Trump's economic advisor on This Week saying more than 50 countries have reached out to start negotiating.
They're doing that because they understand that they bear a lot of the tariff. And so I don't think that you're going to see a big effect on the consumer in the U.S.
Most economists disagree. Analysts say Americans could see higher prices on some goods in a week to 10 days.
I've got some friends and family that have been telling me you should stock up on certain essential items.
One industry group warns about 97% of the clothes and shoes bought in the U.S. are imported. Walmart, Gap, Lululemon, and Nike, just some of the companies with a majority of their clothing made in Asian countries. Trump speaking last night on Air Force One after playing in a golf tournament this weekend at his course in Jupiter, Florida.
How was the golf tournament?
Very good, because I won. It's good to win. You heard I won, right?
There is a push on Capitol Hill to rein in these tariffs, but to do so, it would take Republicans to break from Trump. So far, it does not look like that will happen. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Now let's take a closer look at how the tariffs being imposed this week will affect the prices we pay on everything from shoes to toys. Experts warn the people likely to be the hardest hit by President Trump's tariffs will be the lower-income Americans, those who heavily rely on products from other countries. Analysts say Americans could see higher prices on some goods in just a week to 10 days. Shoppers were seen over the weekend at stores like Costco, buying in bulk, hoping to beat any rising prices. One industry group warns about 97% of the clothes and shoes bought in the U.S. are imported. Walmart, Gap, Lululemon, and Nike, just some of the companies with a majority of their clothing made in Asian countries. One estimate shows work boots made in China that now retail for $77 would go up to $115. Running shoes made in Vietnam priced at $155 would cost $220. But the Trump administration argues previous trade agreements flooded the U.S. with cheaper foreign-made products, taking away American jobs and pushing down American wages.
Well, now to the case of a Maryland father mistakenly deported to a prison in Central America. A judge yesterday said the government's actions appear entirely lawless.
Here's ABC's Rihanna Nally.
The legal battle over the Maryland man mistakenly deported to a notorious prison in El Salvador is intensifying.
Kilmer, if you can hear me, I miss you so much.
A federal judge yesterday refused to delay a deadline for the Trump administration to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the U.S. The administration acknowledges Abrego Garcia, a green card holder, was mistakenly put on a plane to El Salvador with more than 200 alleged gang members because of an administrative error. But the Attorney General stands by deporting him.
ICE has testified, members of ICE, that he is an MS-13 gang member.
The judge says the government has given no proof that Abrego Garcia was a gang member, saying the only evidence given includes his wearing of a Chicago Bulls hat and hoodie and a singular unsubstantiated allegation. The Trump administration is asking an appeals court to intervene, arguing because Abrego Garcia is in El Salvador, they cannot demand his return. And they say the judge has no power to order the U.S. government to even negotiate his return. Abrego Garcia's attorneys calling those claims meritless. Meanwhile, over the weekend, more than 1,200 protests against the Trump administration were held across the country, dubbed the Hands Off protest.
We have seen signs that say, hands off our schools, hands off our bodies, hands off our Social Security. It seems everyone out here has a message about what they consider government overreach.
Rihanna Nally, ABC News, New York.
Well, as for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the judge set a deadline of midnight tonight for officials to return him to the U.S.
Well, in other news, it's being billed as one of the largest single-day demonstrations against President Trump since he returned to office. Tens of thousands rallying across the nation on Saturday as part of the Hands Off movement, a call for action against the Trump administration and billionaire Elon Musk. Protesters say the country is facing a national crisis. Among the changes they condemn, DOJ's firing of thousands of federal workers, the closing of Social Security offices around the nation, the closing of entire agencies like the Department of Education, and the scaling back of protections for trans and LGBTQ+ communities. In the nation's capital, thousands also demonstrated in support of Palestine and called for the release of students and activists detained by ICE for being part of the pro-Palestinian movement. President Trump continues to defend Elon Musk and his DOJ cuts, despite the heavy criticism. And coming up on the second half of the newscast, the new Minecraft movie was #1 for its first weekend at box offices, making it the biggest movie of the year just so far.
That and more in today's Showbiz segment coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialist at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Monday, April 7th, 2025, and it is also National No Housework Day. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. This is a day to put down the laundry and toss out that to-do list. Maintaining a clean and livable home can sometimes feel like a never-ending chore. As soon as you've finished the washing and cleaning, it all needs to be done again and again. And I'm a pretty type A person, but I tell you what, I'm just growing to be more of a person who goes like this, especially when I walk inside my friends and family's homes. I'm like, I'm not. You know what?
Yeah.
We're not. We're all in a state of just trying to keep up with everything. It's hard.
I don't judge. I've had
No.
kids too. It's hard. It's hard to keep things clean.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it piles up really quickly.
Yep.
But there's another holiday today too, right? That's not your thing
It's National Beer Day.
as well. No,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yep.
yeah, some people may be celebrating that together. That's a heck of a Monday, though.
Right. Everybody deserves a break today.
Right.
All right, time for history. It was on this date back in 1827. Englishman John Walker invented modern-day wooden matches that create flames through friction. You know, the kind you strike on a box or on anything, really.
I keep matches around the house.
Yeah.
It's a preference. It's kind of just like fun versus a lighter.
They come in handy.
Yeah.
In 1862, General Ulysses S. Grant and Major General Don Carlos Buell defeated the Confederates during the famous Battle of Shiloh in Tennessee. In 1922, Warren G. Harding's Interior Secretary secretly leased the Teapot Dome oil reserves to a guy named Harry Sinclair, setting in motion the Teapot Dome scandal. And in 1927, the first long-distance television transmission was demonstrated when an image of Secretary of Commerce Herbert Hoover was sent from Washington, D.C. to New York. It was kind of like magic at the time when it happened.
Magic?
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. In 1933, less than a month after President Franklin Roosevelt asked Congress to permit the sale of beer, the Volstead Act was modified to allow the end of Prohibition.
That's why today is National Beer Day.
Right. In 1970, actor John Wayne won his first and only Oscar for his role in True Grit. He'd been in more than 200 films. And in 1994, violence erupted in the African nation of Rwanda, where the nation's president and prime minister were both murdered by soldiers. In the 100 days that followed, hundreds of thousands of Tutsi and Hutu moderates were slaughtered by Hutu extremists. It became the worst episode of genocide during World War II. Next week, we will have a interview on Good Morning Maine about the Democratic Republic of Congo. And of course, that is a place where a lot of people from Rwanda fled right after the Rwandan genocide. So we'll have more on the continuing story of just kind of violence in that area right now.
It was awful. It was the worst genocide since World War II at the time. I remember the stories covering it. They would go village to village and just murder entire clans of people.
Right, I know, and then it's scary because the news is limited because, I mean, you can't have journalists in some of the most dangerous places in the world. Yeah. Okay, finally now though, in 2022, the Senate voted to confirm Ketanji Brown Jackson as the first black woman to serve as justice on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Today's birthdays include actor Russell Crowe, who is 61 years old today. Musician John Oates from Hall & Oates is 77. Kind of brings me back to those early days like high school and right after that.
Yep, they're a great band.
Yeah, and this is also the birthday of actor Jackie Chan, who is 71 years old today.
Oh, I love Jackie Chan.
Happy birthday to them and to you too, if today is your birthday. Hopefully you have a good day.
All right, now let's get a look at that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Monday, your first weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and at our newest location, 485 Main Street in Orono. We have the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go this morning. Winter weather advisories are out for the areas highlighted in purple, running through 4 a.m. Wednesday. We do have some snow on the way later on tonight, and that will last through the daytime tomorrow. Gale watches are up through Wednesday morning at around 6 a.m. Active surf will be an issue along the coast, and it looks like we also have some small craft advisories posted as well. For now, we're seeing some activity on the radar, but when checking observations this morning, none of this is reaching the ground, at least at this moment in time. A lot of dry air in the atmosphere preventing the snowfall, at least at the moment, from reaching the ground. But we do have some energy overall that's passing through across parts of the Northeast. Some areas seeing some rain and a little bit of snow. Not much, if any, lightning with this at this moment in time. Futurecast moving forward, so sunshine and clouds mixed in today. Later on tonight, clouds move in. Notice the snow building in as we head towards 3-4 o'clock in the morning for your Tuesday. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon periods showing a mixture of clouds and sunshine with temperatures warming up into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. Now for the latest on what's happening in Hollywood.
Here's ABC's Chuck Sivertson.
If they get their way, this beautiful world and everything in it will wither and die.
A Minecraft movie was #1 at weekend movie theater box offices, according to studio estimates. It took home $157 million domestically and $144 million internationally. That makes it the biggest of the year so far, breaking the opening weekend record for a video game adaptation previously held by the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Second place in theaters was the Jason Statham action thriller A Working Man.
I'm looking for something I do not understand.
There's a new trailer out for Tron Ares, a neon-drenched sci-fi sequel to the 1982 Tron and the 2010 follow-up Tron Legacy. It stars Jared Leto, Jeff Bridges, and Greta Lee. Look for it in theaters this October. A shouted-out curse word from the studio audience during a weekend update bit on Saturday Night Live slipped by network censors on the East Coast and on Peacock. Deadline reporting the fact that it was bleeped in the Pacific and Mountain time zones, and FCC guidelines may save SNL from any fines. The rules state indecent and profane content are prohibited on broadcast TV and radio between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. SNL airs well past that for most viewers. John Oates, who makes up one half of Hall & Oates alongside Daryl Hall, is celebrating a birthday today. He's 77. Chuck Sivertson, ABC News.
Watch out, boys. You know what I hear me saying?
No. Okay, right after the break, Jack Webb will have our sports updates.
Don't go away.
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at EatonPaving.com.
Fires, floods, burst pipes. Disasters happen, but the mess they leave behind doesn't have to last. For 40 years, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration has been there to help Mainers get back to the closest to normal as they can. When your property is at its worst, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is at their best, and they have been for 4 decades. Put your trust in the Bouchard team. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
As a hybrid pioneer, followed by years of refinement, Toyota has earned praise for creating the most advanced and reliable hybrid system. Now with more hybrid all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models than any other brand. Like the four-wheel drive Land Cruiser Hybrid with ample horsepower and an unrivaled heritage. It offers the ultimate comfort. So see your New England Toyota dealer, your hybrid all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
5 girls are missing.
The senator's child has been kidnapped.
The missing persons unit. Nobody is better at this than we are.
Welcome back in, folks. Thanks for staying with us. It was a busy weekend in the area as spring sports are in full swing and will start over in Brewer. Saturday morning, teams from all across Central and Northern Maine made the trip to Hedrick Field at Brewer High to participate in an all-day lacrosse round robin. The event was one of the first of its kind in this part of the state, as teams from this area typically have to travel south for an event like this, and the players certainly appreciated having it right in their backyard.
We have to travel quite a bit for some games, and this is just right here, right around the corner, so we get to just play here. It's really fun.
It's amazing. We didn't have to wake up like super early, nice 15-minute bus ride, and like we went over to Hannaford, got some drinks and snacks.
Oh, definitely. I would hate to go down to like Portland and play 2 hours away and then come back. You know, it's a Saturday. I'm trying to go home and sleep after this.
Aren't we all, Robert? This event was a big step in growing the sport of lacrosse in Northern Maine, expanding the lacrosse culture that's been building for years now, and I'm not sure you can put it any better than Hamden's Zachary Wilson did right here.
I mean, I think the best thing is that it feels like it's our own little community here. Sure, we're all enemies at some points, but we can always, afterwards, we all know each other, so we are always just either hanging out after games or we're practicing together on fields. It's just a whole little separate family that we all have, knowing that we're building this sport together up here where originally it was not really seen.
Up to Orono we go, where both the softball and baseball teams were in action. We'll start with softball, who faced off in a doubleheader against UMBC. The Retrievers took game 1 in extra innings. We'll see if Maine can avoid the sweep. We pick it up second inning now. Maine down 1. Kyra Haberdaley tracks the ball down in left field to get Maine out of the inning. Bottom half, it's Kaya Matter for UMBC, who strikes out a batter to end the inning. She struck out 11 in this one. To the third we go. UMBC looking to do some damage. That's exactly what they did. Jersey Natelli blasts one deep to put the Retrievers up 2 later on. It's Jolie Torrens. She pops one deep for the sacrifice fly. That would score Amaya Campbell, and UMBC would go on to win by a score of 6-1 and complete the sweep against the Black Bears. Just an all-around performance all day by the Retrievers in that one. We go 100 yards away to Mahaney Diamond now. Maine hosting UMass Lowell in some baseball action. Tied 0-0, top of the second. It's Caleb Lees doing it himself. He fields the short hop, gets the final out of the inning. Riverhawks have runners on second and third, but it's Lees again. He gets the batter to pop out to right field. Lees doesn't even look at it. He's walking off the field. He gets himself out of the jam. Bottom of the inning, same exact situation for the Black Bears. It's Brennan Holland who would force the ground out himself to get himself out of the jam. Bottom of the 5th we go. It's Chris Bear for the Black Bears. He slaps one deep into center field. That would go on to score Miles Sargent, who tags up. That one was at the warning track. We really thought it was going to go out. It would open the scoring, put Maine up 1-0. Later on, it's Sargent himself, his third double of the day. This one's going to end up scoring 2, and the Black Bears go on to win by a score of 10-0. We'll head down to Boston now, where the Celtics made history on Friday night. During a game against the Phoenix Suns at the Garden, Peyton Pritchard cashed in a 3 that would set a new NBA record for three-pointers made in the regular season by one team. It was their 1,364th 3 of the season, surpassing the Golden State Warriors total from 2 seasons ago. They did it all with 5 games still remaining in the regular season. Here's Jaylen Brown's reaction to Friday night.
It's a great group, man. It's been an honor, honestly, to come to work every day. Like, I'm willing to make whatever sacrifices for this team, no matter, whatever the circumstance. I think we got a great chance to get over the hump again, so I'm excited to get ready for the playoffs.
We'll take it a little further south of Boston now, where the New England Patriots' new offensive coordinator spoke for the first time on Friday. Josh McDaniels is new to this particular staff, but not new at all in terms of his current role. He left New England for the Raiders head coaching job before being fired after a short stint, but that gave him the chance to travel around the country and observe other coaches throughout last fall, which is something he believes will benefit him this season.
There was some great coaches that were very welcoming, college, pro. I had an opportunity to see for the very first time in my life, you know, somebody else run a meeting, somebody else run a practice, somebody else coach a quarterback, and those were invaluable opportunities for me. And I know I'll be a different person in terms of going forward because of the experiences that I've had an opportunity to see.
That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Deep discounts during Ram Truck Month at Quirk and Bangor. Save $15,000 on 24 Ram 3500 Tradesman Crew Cab, or lease 25 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for $429 per month. It's your Ram, it's your Jeep. Find it at Quirk in Bangor and Belfast.
The Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub is world-renowned for beautiful dining with a delicious view. Come and enjoy the experience of their all-you-can-eat seafood dinner every Friday night, now through April, with award-winning seafood dishes and discounts for seniors and veterans. Call to make your reservation or order for takeout. Treat your taste buds with the flavors of the sea during Seafood Fridays, only at the Lucerne Inn. Beautiful dining with a delicious view.
Hi, I'm Tony Hafford from TC Hafford Basement Systems, the all things basement-y company. Basement waterproofing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. Since 1991, over 15,000 Maine homeowners have trusted TC Hafford Basement Systems to fix their basements. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basement-y.
Every answer tells a story.
What would you do if you found out your husband was a stripper? Join them. Join him. Oh, we taking stuff off, huh? Your turn.
But sometimes, don't tell it on national TV.
Give me something big you might take with you to the nude beach. Binoculars. Hey, girl. All right now.
Family Feud.
Yeah.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Spring into your next adventure in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Buy with 3.9% financing or lease for just $315 per month. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
For a final look at our forecast, let's turn things back over to Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and at our newest location, 485 Main Street in Orono. We have the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go. Winter weather advisories are posted until 4 a.m. Wednesday for the areas highlighted in purple, as we're watching for some accumulating snowfall that will be moving in. Gale watch is also posted along the coast through 6 a.m. Wednesday. And notice even some small craft advisories. Kind of hard to tell on your screen, but a different color taking place there, indicating some small craft advisories at this moment in time. Wave heights are active out there this morning at around 4 feet according to the buoys, even higher farther out towards sea at around 7, 8, even 9 feet in a few locations. But on land, again, we're seeing some activity on the radar. It looks like it's rather busy out there, but don't let that fool you. We do have some dry air aloft, so the radar might be busy, but none of this at this moment in time reaching the ground. But other spots, it is reaching the ground where we are seeing some rain and even some snow across parts of the eastern coast and even into the northeast. Not much of any lightning at this moment in time. Most of the lightning is along the southern part of the United States. But for us, some clouds and sunshine will be the common idea today. Clouds do build in later on tonight, and by around 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning for your Tuesday, the snow fills in and continues throughout the day on Tuesday. It may mix in with a little bit of rain at times, but once we head towards Tuesday night and a part regards to Wednesday morning, we will push this wave of energy out of here. Maybe a few leftover snow showers early Wednesday morning. Overall, for the snowfall, most spots could see around 1 to 3 inches of snow before we're all finished up. Farther off towards the north, some areas could see around 3 to 5 inches before all the snow begins to wrap up. And again, we could use the precipitation. Some spots are still in drought or at least abnormally dry. Other areas have improved. It's the southwestern parts of the state that could use a little bit more moisture. But for today, we have mid-40s, mostly cloudy with a light and variable wind overall. Later on tonight, mostly cloudy, snow showers moving in with lows in the lower 30s, and again, a light and variable wind. For tomorrow, we have upper 30s, rain and snow moving in, primarily snow for most of us, and a southwest wind at around 20 miles per hour. And let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Mostly sunny for your Wednesday with highs in the lower 40s, upper 40s for your Thursday under a partly cloudy sky, mostly cloudy Friday with highs in the upper 40s.
Hank's Husqvarna is your trusted full-line Husqvarna dealer, offering you everything you need for your outdoor projects. From high-performance lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers to chainsaws, trimmers, battery-powered and powerful snowblowers, we have just what you need. Every piece of equipment is fully set up, serviced, and ready for use by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or new equipment sales, make your way to Hank's Husqvarna in Carmel or Newport.
Ye Old General, located in Carmel, has everything you could ever need. Whether it be kerosene, regular or ethanol-free gasoline, wood pellets, a fresh-cooked pizza, or fried food, they've got you covered. Looking to get a stiff drink after work? Ye Old General is an agency liquor store with a great selection of alcohol. Ye Old General can help with your next home project, carrying carpentry supplies from hammers and nails to specialty nuts and bolts. They have what you need to get the job done. Stop by Ye Old General today. If you don't think they'll have it, they probably do.
Fixing your car's air conditioning shouldn't be like searching for buried treasure. RockAuto.com has complete air conditioning kits with everything you need at reliably low prices.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Grandpa! Make Easter moments magical with the Gold Bunny from Lindt.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert, doing everything while you do your thing. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
25 words or less.
I, Tarzan, you,
Jane.
boom!
Every weekday.
You said that like you've said that before.
Look, what my wife and I do is our business.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Folks at the Bangor Public Library got the chance to pick up some books and free arts and crafts supplies on Saturday. The library's annual spring book sale returned, where people got to pick up donated books at discounted prices. Books ranged from children's books to cookbooks to historical nonfiction and more. An art supplies swap also let attendees grab free craft supplies, which included yarn, painting, and sewing supplies. Library staff say it's a great way to get support for the library while also giving back to the community.
What we love is to give people another excuse to return to the library if they haven't been here in a while. Sometimes they just need a little reason. And arts and crafts seem to do the trick. So do books at a good price.
The library will host another book sale and craft swap in October. For more information, visit this story on our website. And I went over the weekend. I spent like $3 and I got 6 books, two
That's
of which
awesome.
I've already read, and some are paperback, some are hardcover. It was lovely.
Yeah, books can be expensive too, so.
Yeah, it's a great book sale.
Yeah, very neat.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out in October when they do it again.
Yeah, I suggest.
Yeah, well, finally, the high prices of eggs are causing some Americans to get creative with their Easter celebrations this year. Colored Easter eggs aren't all they're cracked up to be, especially if you can't afford them. Reports say how-to videos are making the rounds of people painting foods like onions, potatoes, or even marshmallows. Some social media users say it's a great way to have fun and still save some money. A recent study by financial consulting firm Clarify Capital found more than 30% of Americans say they have stopped buying eggs because of the costs. I must admit, I haven't been buying as many eggs, but I still eat them.
Yeah,
they're
right.
in everything you do. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do to save money and cut corners here and there.
I know. If you need an alternative to dyeing some, I know it's like the fun process of dyeing eggs, but there's those plastic shells at the dollar store, pretty cheap too, if you want an alternative.
Still have your egg hunts and things like that with those.
Right. I love an egg hunt. All right, it does look like we're running out of time though. If you missed anything, you can head to foxbangor.com.
We thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Today on 25 Words or Less, our first guest is someone who always looks $100. It's Melissa Knowles. And joining Melissa are neighbours Hayden and Hunter. He reports on the lives of the rich and famous on Dish Nation. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone like that on our show. It's Tanner Thomason. Joining him are our returning champions, married couple, Jennifer and Charles. And now, you know her from her telemarketing scams, our host, Meredith Vieira.
That was so long ago. It's water under the bridge. Welcome